Welcome back, and this is Talk Spotlight with Mercy on Kaftan Television. Well, right now I've been joined by a guest in the studio to, analyze the topic of the day. And joining me is Abdulhamid Dankiyako, who is the APC former Northeast coordinator. You're highly welcome, and it's a pleasure to have you this evening. How has been your day? And
it's nice to meet you.
Same here. My pleasure. What did you make out of this new development, knowing that local marketers will now have to go directly to the local refinery, which is the Dangote Refinery, to purchase fuel instead of going through the NNPCL? What did you make out of all of this?
Well, I think it's a beautiful thing that has happened. Like it's always happening to Nigeria. Sometimes, when things get tough. In a way, things get better. And I'd like to tell you that even before the blink of an eye, before the first time, the first period of the chaos between NNPC and that of the Dangote Refinery, there was this, agreement and arrangement of which the NNPC agreed that they were going to give him a particular, average of percentages of the fuel, oil that he is going to be refining. Yes, so the agreement initially was 30%, but right now I think about next month it will be 50%, because Nigerians are owing other countries, because we are paying the what do you call
subsidy?
Yeah, not really subsidy. We are owing the IMF. So we are paying IMF with crude oil. So we are not paying them. Buhari's administration have collected a huge amount of money. So the argument is not that we are not going to be paying them with crude. So we will be paying them with not with money but with crude. So that was the reason why Dangote will not going to be able to have about 70 or 80% of the crude oil in Nigeria. So he has been able to secure the percentage of 30 to 35%. Right now he has I think he secured 30%. Okay. So before, I think in the next 2 months he will be able to secure 50%. So locally Nigerians will have from different denominations. As oil marketer, if you can go there with your documents and buy PMS from Dangote. As soon as you buy PMS, it depends on wherever you're taking the PMS. It will be locally cheap in little time to come, because it's not NNPC that are going to make a decision of how much you will sell. But right now, NNPC have make a decision of how they wanted the PMS to be sold, because I don't know why NNPC will make a decision for Dangote, because he owns the refinery.
Exactly.
So, but they are the one given. Now NNPC said that we are going to be selling 998, while other places is about 1,300 to 1,500 in places. But it's very, very difficult for Nigerians. But if scenario we're going to analyze Dangote to be able to have about 60% or 70%, Nigeria will not be talking about the expenses of PMS, because it will be cheaply available everywhere in Nigeria. AAMO, AIM Shafa, all the licensed owners of petrol gas stations will be able to go and purchase, like you're buying salt or sugar in normal shops. But not that NNPC are going to put caveat to you, because then they were putting caveat on other people that are going to buy PMS. Okay. So they have to give us an opportunity of which, if I'm buying PMS from Dangote, we are not buying it outside Nigeria. No. So if Nigerians are getting their own refined oil, PMS in Nigeria, why is it so difficult for us to have a cheap PMS? Okay. So, but then you have to use trailers in order to transport it. Yes, so the transportation will be different. If somebody is getting it from Lagos and one is getting it in Bayelsa, it will be it definitely there are some slights of differences. But once AAMO, AIM Shafa and other Salbas and other filling station will be able to go there and get their fuel, it means it will be readily available across the nation. So the expenses will be coming down in a way before the blink of an eye. So it means Nigeria will get it more cheaper as time goes on, because right now he can't really get what he wanted to get, because already there is an arrangement between Nigeria and IMF. So those other people are collecting, changing the country, killing us in a way, because Nigerian government have collected a huge amount of money, and we don't have anything to pay them back. So we have to be paying them with our crude,
which is the natural resources.
That is the only thing Nigeria is relying on. The agri sector, we've abandoned it, so definitely we'll continue to suffer until we diversify in national economy. So we have to diversify in order to make it more easier for Nigerians. Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are having it very hard because every single day NNPC within short period of time they will now say we are increasing.
Just wake up in the morning and before you know you hear boom, just like the day Mr. President, you know, when the day he assumed into office, just the way he came out and said subsidy is gone. That is what NNPC is
because there is no money
doing to Nigerians now. They will just wake up one morning, you just wake up and you hear that the PMS has been increased all of a sudden.
Well, yes, it's because during Buhari's administration there is no any space for subsidy to be paid. But the problem is, what are they doing with the money? Then there was subsidy. Nigerians are getting it cheap. What is since they have removed the subsidy, what is Nigeria benefiting from the subsidy removal? Is it educational system? Is it healthcare facilities in the hospitals? Is it security? None of it is happening right now. So Nigeria should be able to come down and ask, okay, fine, Mr. President, you've removed subsidy. What is the subsidy doing? Where is the money going? Who is collecting? Who is benefiting from the money? So who is getting the subsidy? So hence the federal government are saying that about 7 different individuals are benefiting. So we want Nigeria to benefit from the subsidy. So we are removing subsidy 100% in order for Nigerians to benefit from what we've removed. And we will diversify it. We will make sure we have security. We will make sure our educational system is as good as other countries, and we will make sure that we will have a genuine good healthcare facilities in the hospital. None of it is happening right now.
All right. Well, viewers, at this point, our phone lines are now open for you to call in to give in your contribution or join the conversation. You know, there is a question that begs for answer. Why do we have to suffer so much, or why do Nigerians have to be so punished to pay for, you know, a God-given natural resources, which is the crude? Why is it? Because this really begs for answer. This is a God-given natural resources, but why is Nigeria being punished so hard to get it?
Well, beautiful. This is a beautiful question, and I'd like to tell you that they said political science was defined as a political system which maximizes 2 things: freedom of association and freedom of expression of interest. That is the only thing that Nigerians, the masses, have. They will express whatsoever they feel. So even if they're feeling it hard, they will say it. If they're feeling it's good, some of the Nigerians will jump and grab them. But the problem is, do you think politics is better than the military era? Because the military era people are enjoying. But right now, okay, fine, we said that we have to move to political system for us to have freedom of association, freedom of expression. But what are we benefiting? Nigerians are crying. Bandits are all over. We're having IPOB somewhere. We're having Niger Delta militants. We're having kidnappers all across, and they're using TikTok. Where is our security? I thought the money that is being removed for subsidy will be used for security, will be used for educational system, will be used for Nigerians to identify, to see things. How much is rice? It's only in Nigeria that they will remove subsidy in food, education, healthcare, even water. So if the president or APC-led administration are really willing to work for Nigerians, they will make sure that.
But this is your party.
Let me tell you something. Even if it's my party, I have to be just and honest.
Of course, I understand. I was going to ask. I mean, you can literally say that your party, which is the APC of the ruling party at the moment, is not being fair, or it's not be doing enough for the citizens.
Not in this administration. What I'm trying to say, what I'm implying is just one thing, that the previous administration, Buhari's administration, then do so well. They didn't perform very well. It's an APC administration, but Tinubu's administration are working very, very hard to make it up to Nigerians, because there is no money. Buhari left the country without money. I don't know, I wouldn't want to call it a name, but let me tell you something. Tinubu is he's having it very, very hard. That was the reason why the day before he assumed office, the day he assumed office, or he collected the power, he now said that we are removing subsidy because there is no space for subsidy, because the budget, there is no space for budget. They didn't budget it for subsidy. So, and Nigeria is owing oil marketers a huge amount of money. So how do we leverage in paying that? So masses have to go through their bond in order to pay through hard and thick. So, and let me tell you something, Nigerians will continue to suffer until when we have, Sunusi said it before, he said we have to make it more easier for us. We have to realize that things are not as it used to be. Things is not as it's were. So the whole of the, like all of the world are having situation. We like global financial meltdown. We have during the COVID problems, and then the market in the oil in international market just went down. So we have to like look forward of how to make it more possible for Nigerians, because we have to pay salaries, we have to make sure we provide security. So they must borrow.
Okay.
So the problem is that what do they do with the borrowed money? The security, are they performing? Are they protecting citizens? Are they doing this? Okay, in our hospitals, do we have good health care facilities, beds? Do we have all those things, that basic amenities to Nigerians? No. So it's a question that Nigerians should ask. Now Tinubu just assume office, not up to 2 years. So Tinubu can't perform miracle. So he have to work tirelessly in order to make it more easier for Nigerians. I'm not supporting, I'm not saying that that things are good. Things are very hard. Nigerians are suffering, and APC-led administration should understand that Nigerians are not finding it funny.
All right, but then there's a lack of transparency in the crude industry.
Yes.
What did you make out of that?
Well, the problem is just one thing. That is the reason why I said, if Nigerians, if the presidency, if Nigerians, if federal government are genuine, are being fair, they have somebody, they are importing crude to Nigeria, exporting our crude, importing PMS, sorry. And then you have somebody in Nigeria, a Nigerian, that invested more than enough in order to make it more easier for Nigerians. But you are not giving him, conducive environment. You are giving him very, very hard. Until the first time they said that he has to be paying, buying in dollar. Until when when he now came out and started saying his mind. Because there are Nigerians that owns refineries outside Nigeria. So who is refining what? And his PMS is more better than the one they are bringing it to Nigeria. So all marketers and saboteurs, they are sabotaging Nigerians. In international waters. There are, smaller, vessels. Because you have to go to the center of international water before you now offload the PMS. Those guys are the ones that are collecting the subsidy. So since we have somebody that owns the refinery that built it in Nigeria, multi-billion-dollar refinery, what do we do? I think Mr. President and federal government should support him in order to make it more easier for Nigerians. But what are they doing? They are oppressing him, pressing him very, very hard. He should make a decision of how I want to sell my PMS.
Okay.
But federal government are making the decision. You own your house, you own your place. You make a decision of how you want to sell your place, or how you want to rent your place. But federal government are the decision makers of how they want it to be. Like, they are making decision for Dangote. How? He owns the refinery, not federal government. And we are telling Dangote that we want you to sell PMS at so rate to Nigerians, to oil marketers. And oil marketers are taking it to Nigerians. So it means it's going to be very, very difficult for Nigerians to adhere to this call.
Okay.
PMS versus federal government. Because if federal government wants to make it more easier, they will make sure that, okay, fine, Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are not finding it funny. So what can we do since we have removed the subsidy? Okay, fine. Let us put an effort in order to make it more easier for Nigerians in food.
Okay.
They should give us subsidy in food. They should provide a security for us to go back to our lands and farm. But there is no security in our farmlands. We are afraid of bandits. We are afraid of kidnappers. We are afraid of IPOB. Our pipelines are being vandalized in every given time. So who is sabotaging who? Did Boko Haram or bandits have their fighters jet? No. Do they have armor tanks? No. But up till today, they are sabotaging themselves. Today, you now see that you hear that bandits have killed 15 soldiers. You know, they have collected their cars. They've done this, that, and that. So it doesn't even make sense. Nigerians that are going other countries to fight for democracy, but today Nigerian soldiers are hiding. So who is sabotaging who? Bandits or what do you call kidnappers are using TikTok. Of which network are they using? So they're using network. They have masked network. So if Nigerian security are really able to make sure that we want to make sure make it up to Nigeria that yes, we are doing our job, they should provide security. They should. How much is rice? During Jonathan, how much is it? Even during Buhari's first tenure, is how much? Before even Buhari left office, how much is? But today is about 100 plus bag of rice. If somebody were going to analyze Nigeria, okay, federal government will now say, okay, fine, we would subsidize food. Per bag of rice should be 40,000 or 35,000.
But we had the federal government say that. But I feel the thing is, I don't want to use a particular word, but this government has always given Nigerians false hope, because we know before the August protest, the End Bad Governance, federal government came out all of a sudden and said, okay, bag of rice can be purchased at 40,000 naira per 50 kg, but up till now, up till date, we've not seen where and how to purchase that.
They've done it in a way, but what I'm saying is that
in what way do you have a beneficiary, or are you a beneficiary?
I have seen other people that applied, and they will be given it.
So what are the criteria for the application?
The problem is one thing, that is a field program. If federal government are open, they should make it up to Nigerians that they should take it. Like, why can't they provide a particular environment or particular shops or particular places of where Nigerians should be buying rice at
subsidized
rate, and we should be having more than 200 trailers waiting, so that nobody will now say that I didn't get it. So I've been looking for it.
No, you just said that there is a way where where you can apply.
No, I said these. Yes, they said one should apply. Why should I apply? As a mass, like as a common Nigerian, why should I apply just because I want to buy food for myself? They should provide it. Let it be.
But even if you're not, there are people who are willing to. So where and how? Saying
the platform is not really open. They said that they were going to give a platform of how one will apply. That is what I'm trying to tell you. But as a Nigerian, as a commoner, as somebody that doesn't even know how to apply, why can't they open it, like have something like next cash and carry, a very, very big place of where they will be bringing out food for Nigerians to go and buy rice, maize, every other foodstuffs. If they really want to make it more easier for Nigerians, we've pressed them in this hand. So in the left hand, at least we should make it more easier for them.
Okay, let's say I was on morning show today, and someone called and said, let's not overly rejoiced with the dangote refinery, which has just begun operation, because we don't know if it's a blessing or an additional pain. And now, according to Dangote, he borrowed over $20 billion to put up that refinery. And of course, as a businessman, he would want to make profits, be able to pay back loans that was borrowed, to be able to, make that, bring that structure in good shape. But at the end of the day, what Nigerians want is to feel the impact of this. It's not about, okay, yes, local marketers now have the privilege to negotiate directly with the local refinery, but at the end of the day, Nigerians want to feel the impact in price. What difference does this make, or how is it going to impact in the lives of Nigerians?
Beautiful. This is a beautiful question. It's not Dangote that is making decision of how much he wants to sell. It's federal government.
Okay.
Dangote built this. Yes, he collected loan. He has been collecting loan. Have you ever asked him of how he's paying his loan? No. He's paying a huge amount of tax. he has paid Lagos state government $200 million to secure the land, to pay them off of their own taxes. $200 million is not a joke. It's billions, hundreds of billions. But today, Wale Tinubu, he owns Owando. So do you want to tell me that don't they want to create a caveat for for dangote to, in order for dangote to have problems? That is the reason why Nigerians are suffering. Because if really he owns Owando, they were saying that he wanted to buy a refinery out of the country. Wale Tinubu, why can't he build refinery? Or why can't they make sure that Port Harcourt, Warri, Kaduna refinery is working up to today? So who is sabotaging who? So let me tell you something. We should be honest to ourselves. The politicians shouldn't be, dangling with our heads. PDP, APC, APGA, and all that. No, it's not just about politics. We should be, let it be reality. Let it be open. Let it be like APC made PDP, PDP made APC, APC made APGA. So we shouldn't be talking about party. We should be talking about, okay, Wale Tinubu is benefiting from Nigeria. So he owns Owando. Owando is the local NNPC of Nigeria today. So he is benefiting from this negotiation.
Okay.
What is Dangote benefiting? He is paying a huge amount of money, taxes. And up to today, if you will ask Dangote of how much he wants to sell PMS to Nigerian, it shouldn't be as much as this.
If you say it's not going to be as much as it, let's compare other products of Dangote.
Yes.
So we talk about the cement.
Beautiful.
You talk about, so there is always
I have a good answer for you.
Okay.
Because of the rate of taxes, there are countries that doesn't want to come to Nigeria because of the high rate of taxes. Nigerians are like Bata have moved down to Ghana. There are other local companies that move out of Nigeria to Ghana because they have low rates of taxes. You want people to come and invest in your country, then you have to make it more easier for them.
So
in order for Nigeria to get it more easy.
Now, what will I say? What is your conviction that it won't still be the same in this crude supply? What is your conviction that Dangote products will not still be higher as it used to? Because we know that Dangote cement is, of course, higher than that of Bua and the rest of it. So what is your conviction here? And now, knowing the fact that this is business, he's a businessman, he wants to pay back his loan, the $20 million and the rest of it, and still make profit on top. So what's the conviction and what's the hope that Nigerians should expect something better than what we are already experiencing now? Buying fuel at the rate of 1,000 plus. Fuel conviction for that.
Fuel and cement are two different things. If Dangote have a cement factory in Obajana, but his refinery is located in Lagos, and Nigerian government is an open bid where Nigerians are making decisions, NNPC are making decisions of how he will sell it. Nigeria have never ever give the decision of or make a decision for him in sugar or cement or rice or whatsoever product. Nigeria are not talking about that. NNPC make a decision of how they want Nigerians to be buying fuel across all the states. So if I'm getting it cheap, you are getting it cheap, your own is more cheaper, I will come down. So we should have competitions. But Nigeria are competing outside Nigeria because Nigerians that own refineries elsewhere, the multi-issues is all over the media, where Dangote accused Nigerians of owning refineries in Malta.
Yes.
Nobody said no. They said he should say it, and he said it. And today, Wale Tinubu is willing and wanting to buy a refinery outside Nigeria. Why can't Tinubu make it more easier for Nigerians? Okay, fine. Let us, what do you call, sell off our refineries. If we sell off our refineries, the refineries, nobody will allow his refinery to be sabotaged. But we are sabotaging this because NNPC is sabotaging someone. Somebody will now say, okay, they've given, what do you call, a period of time of when they wanted they will fix Port Harcourt and Kaduna refinery up to today. More than 3 times.
Of course, I was going to say that they've given sometime just last month or 2 months ago. They told us it will proceed. It will begin. It will proceed. Work in 2 weeks time. 2 weeks came and gone.
Oil is a very, very serious cartel business. Those owners of fuel station, do you think they're getting their money from this? Gas we normally buy and fuel we normally buy at the fuel station.
So where do they get their money?
They get their money because of this subsidy. Because as soon as they went to the international water and collected what do you call from whatsoever vessel that brought in the oil, they will now come and submit their receipts. Then NNPC will now give them subsidy.
Okay.
But today, we have our own refinery in Nigeria. We have our own local refinery built in Nigeria. We're not going anywhere. We're not transporting our crude. The crude is in Nigeria. What makes you think that it will going to be more costly or more higher than before? But the problem is that there is no money. The only place we're getting money is suppressing Nigeria, oppressing Nigeria, pressing the masses in order for the government to pay salaries. Because the masses are not even, I don't know if they've started collecting 70,000 naira minimum wage.
Okay.
The minimum wage cannot even fill my tank. How much do we buy fuel? How much do we eat food? How much do we pay rents? How much is... So there is no subsidy in all this that I'm talking about. So how do you think Nigerians will be happy? So Nigerians are not happy. Nigerians are not happy. Nigerians will make decision 2027.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Let's hold it there and hear from this caller. Hello. Good evening. If you can hear me, good evening.
My sister, good evening.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us on the show. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Yes, I'm a regular caller. I'm calling from Maiduguri. My name is Mohammed.
Okay, Mohammed from Maiduguri. Please go ahead.
Yes, this morning I tried your number. You couldn't pick my call. I was a little angry, but you apologized at the end of your program.
Sincere apology, yes. All right, thank you.
Reference to this issue of this fuel. You see, all of us, we know what this Nigeria look like.
Okay.
We used to deceive ourselves sometimes, but truly speaking, they always go against those people who build tank farms along the coastal line. Those tank farms are built for the purpose of importation of refined product. Those tank farms are not built because of exporting Nigerian product. No, it's mainly for importation. So if these people have invested all this money in building these tank farms for the purpose of importation of product, you can easily, common sense will tell you that these people will not allow local refinery to work. They will not allow even this private refinery of dangote even itself to function properly. They will do everything possible to make sure that they sabotage it. This is a clear statement. We should all look at it.
Okay.
If you transport fuel from Lagos around this difficult country to Maiduguri, you can imagine how much will you sell it. Only during the subsidy, when the government was giving subsidy for the transportation and so on, the fuel was relatively the same price in NNPC in Maiduguri and NNPC in anywhere because government stabilized that fuel for everybody to enjoy it. Agree, many of our people misuse those opportunities. These are guys that bear witness how well we're moving across Cameroon. He knows what I'm talking about. From Kerawa, he knows what I'm talking about. But if to say we have sensitization from this our, what do they call them? Agencies, not agencies of information, orientation, whatever. Orient all these people in the border states. Look, this fuel is costly. It's because of you has been reduced to that price. We should not just take it like that and give it to their neighbor. Let the neighbor also buy their own. If our people are aware of all these things, honestly, many things will have been reduced. But now, it's just like a boiling pot. Every part of the pot is hot. I don't even know where this something will come from. So last time we even suggested the issue of this modular refinery that was designed at the AB Zaria, in Zaria, that if this modular refinery can be harnessed, every state can be given. Let them have it. Instead of giving them this federal allocation of money every month, and you don't even see where the money goes to. Part of the money given to state should have been given to them on our crude, so that they should use it in their state, refine it, and sell it for themselves and make
All right.
It's possible. There's nothing difficult about that.
Okay.
But sincerely speaking, I don't know how we are thinking negatively all the time, taking dictatorship from outside. Somebody will be telling you what to do, and you cannot decide on your. How can we call ourselves independent? For God's sake,
All right.
all of us blame ourselves,
Okay.
including the journalists.
Thank you very much.
So we are suggesting at the end of it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Stop sure blame. Let us start thinking of what might be the solution. How can we come over these problems from the religious aspect of it, traditional aspect of it, in all our society. When we don't put it together. Honestly speaking, I don't know where we are going to. It's not good enough for us.
All right.
People are laughing at us.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
And we don't think positively for ourselves. Okay, thank you.
All right. Have yourself a great evening. I was going to ask before this caller. Every government that comes and go keeps giving us hope of our refineries. For God's sake, we have about 4 refineries. These are natural resources from God, which other countries don't even have, and Nigeria is blessed with it. But every government comes and gives us false hope. Our refineries will start working, operation will resume as fast as possible, and all that. And it's beginning to look like even the government, politicians don't want the refineries to be fixed and work. What do you think about that?
Thank you. You said something. He said something earlier. The problem is just one thing, that there are natural resources almost every state in Nigeria. You know, from the lithium, gold, uranium. Like we have a whole lot of goodies on the ground in Nigeria, and almost all the states, like Kogi State, they have iron, like name it. But the problem is just one thing. If politicians, there was this day I was asking. National Assembly allocation of their own library is about 20 billion. But Nigerian National Library is their allocation is only 2 billion. So National Hospital Abuja, the allocation is only 2.8 billion. But Presidential Clinic, ASO Clinic, they got 20 billion. So who is fooling who? So that is mine is just one thing. The situation Nigerians found themselves is one thing. The masses are not helping matters. I was of the opinion that the politicians are using masses. No. Because the masses are fooling themselves. The politicians are using the masses in order to destroy the country. The politicians are using bandits. The politicians are using IPOB. The politicians are using Boko Haram. The politicians are using all these miscreants in order to make it more ungovernable for other places. Like Zamfara State. There are a huge amount of gold in Zamfara. Why do you think this uncertainty of security is happening in Zamfara State? It's because of the deficit of gold. The case of Boko Haram in Borno State is because of the deposit of diesel, gas from Libya down to Borno State. There is a huge amount of diesel gas in Borno State. But the problem is that Nigerians are not even getting anything, because if there are uncertainties of security, so things will start to to start uprooting from the ground. So the reason why we are sabotaging ourselves is because a politician will come. We wouldn't even want to have somebody that have the knowledge in order to make it more easier for Nigerians. We don't have hospitals in our communities, but we are bringing in someone that have the money but does not have capacity. He doesn't even know how to do it, and he will give it to the masses. He will give them guns. He will give them while his children are schooling abroad. So if your children are schooling abroad, you give me gun to snatch ballot box, to kill somebody just because of your just 4 years tenure or 8 years tenure. You're not even sure of winning the election, but you own guns. And those arms that are coming from another country, don't we have immigration? Don't we have customs? Don't we have security operators? What is the work of DSS? But today, arms are coming from different denomination. Nobody's saying anything. And their children are not the one holding the guns. They are masses. Boko Haram and IPOB and Niger Delta Avengers and that of the kidnappers are all masses. They are all people that does not even have, they didn't even go to school. They don't even know what to do, because their future has been shortchanged. Because politicians have relied on their futures from 1999 to PDP-led administration, they've relied on Nigerians. And they now amalgamated from APC from PDP to APC. They are the same. Politician is politicians. You have to change yourself. You have to we are the one to change ourselves, not politics, not APC or PDP. PDP is not human. APC is not human. We are we are the problems of ourselves. So we have to create an environment of which PDP, APC, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa will correlate themselves and make it more easier for themselves in order to live in the country. We don't even go during military era. We go Abacha's children. They didn't go to London. It's ABU Zaria. But today, even small members, State House of Assembly, want to take his child or daughter to another country. And today, who owns the private schools? They are politicians, rich men. What are the masses gaining from it? Today, the masses don't even have good roads, good water to drink, good facilities in the hospitals. But yet, they will be jumping and grabbing in order to support a particular individual.
Well, I think when we talk about that aspect of, Nigerians being used by politicians or not, I feel like at some point and to an extent, Nigerians, want to get it right. But the thing is, how much can we trust our judiciary? But that's a discussion for another day anyways. I want to ask, will our refineries, looking at what is going on in the crude sector,
yes,
and people like who are beneficiaries to this crude, will our refineries ever work?
It will definitely work, because I have somebody, you have somebody like me, I have somebody like you, we have a future, we have young guys that are coming, and before the blink of an eye, we have budget of everywhere that is coming from Nigeria. Then we don't know how much is going somewhere, how much is going nowhere, how much is being embezzled. And Socio-governor have embezzled so amount of money.
So because every government that comes and goes gives us false hope about, refinery will start operation before you know it. The government comes and goes, 8 years is gone, another government comes, 8 years is gone, another one comes, 8 years is gone.
Beautiful.
But at the end of the day, we are the truth is still staring at us like refineries are not working. Nothing is happening.
The sky is very, very cloudy. But
I don't want to agree that you're giving us the hope which Mr. President is giving us. We are taking the step of faith.
It's not a political hope. You wouldn't allow anybody to ride on your future or your children. If you love your children, you have to protect them. If you love your children, you have to provide for them. You have to. They don't even know how you do it, because they are children. When they're coming up, what you teach them, it's what they will learn. So that is the reason why I said we will continue to have it very difficult, because the politicians are using the masses. The masses wants to have it so easy to get money. They want keke napep, they want a car, they want to be given dash, money.
Well, have you ever thought about? Have you ever thought of the judiciary aspect? Look at what played out in Edo election. Look at what played out in Port Harcourt. Look at what played out in Benue. Look at what played out. Look at what played out in Rivers. Look at it's a repetition, and it's becoming a norm. And okay, now the judiciary, which seems to be the common man's hope. It's I don't know. I don't know the phrase.
It's the same reason I told you that the sky is very, very cloudy, but I promise you rain will definitely come down, and then sun will definitely rise. All right, I will tell you that definitely young men and young women are coming out, and we understand what is going on, and we are lamenting, we are saying our minds. That is the benefit of our politics. That is the benefit of what do you call democracy. So I will tell you that we will not. Leaders are most effective when they make everyone who work for them or who vote for them to feel valued. So Nigerians are not valuable no more. But there are some certain Nigerians that are more genuine. There are some certain Nigerians that are alarmed, giving them, their red alerts, because they said we have to make it more easier for Nigerians, because even then kidnappers are kidnapping masses. But now today they know that even if we pick the masses, we are not getting nothing. So they're beginning to start picking member House of Reps, senators, reps, tomorrow maybe ex-governors, because they are the one that give them opportunity to start vandalizing and killing people. So when it gets tough and it touching everybody's head, so we will come to the table and sit down and negotiate on how to take care of our problems. And then youths would not allow themselves to be used anymore, because I tell you that everybody is feeling it very, very deep and very, very hard right now, because then even if politicians are using Indomie and other foods in order to sabotage us because of the hungry on the land, Nigerians are beginning to say that even if we are going to die, we will make sure that we will not be used again.
All right. Okay, so what did you, before now in 2 months, NNPCL raised PMS twice in less than 2 months. And I kind of wonder, what do you make out of it when people say, Mr. President, whom we know as the Minister of Petroleum, have less say because NNPCL is now a private firm? What do you make out of that?
It's not a private firm, it's a PPP. Governments have their own share.
But at some point we are told that, okay, Mr. President has has little or not say over what NNPC is doing.
It means NNPC does not have right to say anything, because they shouldn't be talking about how much Nigerians will be buying PMS if Mr. President does not. So, and who appoints the GMD? Who is appointing GMD? It's Mr. President. Who is the Minister for Petroleum? Mr. President, of course. So let me tell you something. It means Nigerian president have right over what will happen in the petroleum industry.
Okay.
So it means he will understand that Nigerians will not take it easy or lightly, because Nigerians are suffering. Because PMS is the life of every country, because you have to use those things, especially in Africa.
Exactly. In
especially yes, in transportation, in going to hospital, in buying, transporting drugs, transporting food, every other thing, even if it's animals, is through transport. So definitely he knows that Nigerians are suffering. He knows that Nigeria will not take it lightly. 2027. And I will tell you something again. Had he made it more easier in other maybe diversify the money.
Let me get you right. Are you trying to say that the chances of APC, winning 2027 is very slim?
Very, not even slim. Very tiny. Very, very little. If Nigeria will continue to
what's your conviction about that? Because we saw what happened in 2023 general election. You're going to court these days. A lot of people, like I earlier said, but which is a discussion for another day, have lost hope in judiciary. So
the problem is that we are using naira, not dollar. Why is dollar rising today? Who is making dollar rise? Our governors are collecting money from federation account, naira, and they are liquidating it back to dollar. So why do you think that dollar will not going to be going higher? So we are promoting another people's currency, while naira it's like just a tissue paper. So if really we want to make it more easier, Mr. President have to put a caveat.
All right, Abdel, let's take this last call before we go, because our time is fast spent. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Once again, please, my name is Mohammed. I want to listen contribute just a minute.
All right, please.
This issue of this oil crisis, I want to appeal through you. Please, talk to this ASU president as he's canvassing for ASU strike. Why don't he canvass for all the university campus to have buses for the students?
Okay.
At least by way of alleviating their transportation problem.
All right.
I've never had one day ASU is calling for any relief for the students that they are claiming to be represented. Instead, they will all on strike, send the students from campus to their houses, at the end of which the ASU president will be traveling to London to go and celebrate his daughter's graduation and all this. So please, help us talk to them too. So pushing the transportation effect of the students too.
All right.
Really, they are fighting for the masses. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much. All right, one last question before we go. The reason why NNPC is the way it is, apart from corruption, is bad governance. What do you think should be done in that aspect? Because we know that NNPC, have a very, very bad governance system. So what do you think should be done in that aspect?
Well, the whole thing is that we have to go back to the drawing board.
And what is the drawing board?
The drawing board is during Abacha, we have something like Afri Project, PTF. There are road construction across Nigeria, all over Nigeria. We have beautiful hospitals. We have even hospital bed sheets. We have transportation system from petroleum subsidy.
Okay.
What are they doing with our subsidy? We've seen hospitals, universities, like every other states.
I think we should.
So why can't Nigerians ask about?
Okay, just 1 second, please. This caller has to give his contribution. Oh, we lost it. Please round up. Let's.
So it's the same thing. If we have something similar, like PTF, Afri project, like consultants, that will be making it more easier. The subsidy money should be going direct to a particular account that will be used for road construction, for hospitals, for schools. Our schools will be good.
All right.
But today, what are they doing with the money? No Nigeria is more Nigerian than any Nigerians. We are all equal. Our constitution said that Nigerians are equal. So there is no president is more better than other Nigerians. Right. So we should be mindful of how to take care of Nigerians.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Please, in 60 seconds, your name, where you're calling us from, and your contribution.
Okay, my name is.
Kindly turn down the volume of your TV set.
Okay. Hello, my name is Suleiman Al-Amomos, and I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, please go ahead.
For the NAPC matter, I don't know if NAPC gets Nigeria or I've been a Nigeria get NAPC.
Okay.
You suffer for this country for the petroleum. We cannot buy gari. We cannot buy rice. What is the problem of this country? The time they import the fuel, they buy fuel cheap. But now they refine from Lagos here. No, you buy fuel.
All right.
Make it, Mr. President, help us. Now beg the beg.
All right.
Before you come out, before go to violence.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. All right, thank you very much, and I so appreciate your coming. But I don't know if you in just 60 seconds wrap up your thoughts, because I see you're writing down something. Maybe you have something more to tell us, but please, you have just 1 minute to.
Well, as I told you earlier, if we're going to diversify the money, the subsidy money, the subsidy removal, like as they have removed subsidy, what are they doing with the money? Nigerians should ask this. And if they will ask me of my own thoughts, is that why can't we go back to the drawing board, as I earlier told you about a free project, PTF. Let us have a road network. Let us have security architecture. Let us have food security. Let us have good roads and hospitals. Our universities are all dilapidated. We don't have good secondary schools in Nigeria. So they should make sure that they make it more easier for Nigerians. All
right, thank you very much. I really do appreciate your presence this evening in the studio. Thank you very much for coming. And for those of you that were unable to pick your call, sincere apologies. Of course, you'll be lucky some other time to, give your contribution. This is where we draw the curtain for today's our show on Spotlight with Mercy. Until we come your way some other time, keep watching Kaftan Television. Have yourself a productive week ahead. Bye for now.